Question. Do you think we're getting lazier as a society?
Oh, 100%. 100%. That is not even a question.
The other day, no, actually, this happens most days. I was like,
I'm so guilty of this.
I was busy, right? Sitting on my well, no, I was working, but like my work is sitting. I sit, I'm in the seat.
My work is also sitting.
We sit. But
we're sitting
I
right
was
now.
like, okay, so we're going to cook and like we need baking paper.
Right.
We are out of bread. The dog and cat needs food.
Grocery
we need something
run.
from Kmart. I need something
Or not.
I need something else. I ordered like not 7 things, 4 different things.
Okay.
Next day delivery, or one of them was same day delivery, and everything just came to me. Everything just came in from everywhere, and I'm like, I don't need to leave ever again.
As a society, things are so accessible and so convenient for us these days that we don't even need to leave our seats.
You don't need, and look, I guess the spicy cough era and the lockdowns and stuff kind of like added to that and enhanced it a bit, but
it made it so much better, but it made it so much worse at the same time because like I think as a society, or at least for me, I am so guilty of being like, I could walk down the street that's like 2 minutes down the road and like I can go to that shop or whatever.
Or I could just not leave my house.
Oh, 99-cent delivery? Yeah.
Heck, $10 delivery, give it to me. If you buy enough stuff, the delivery is free. Girl math.
That's good girl math right there.
If you're going to use it anyway, I bought we got dog food. I'm like, nah, screw it. I'll get the 12 kilo bag because it'll be free delivery. I'll use it eventually.
It'll make it work.
Delivery guy Ubers because the Pepper will order an Uber for you and put the food in there, and this Uber driver's hauling this 12 kilo bag of food, just dragging up our driveway.
Oh no!
And I'm like, do I help him? And I'm like, nah, I paid for it.
Poor guy.
He was struggling so bad, but I'm like, look, if I wouldn't have helped him, then what's the point? I could have gone and got it.
Can you imagine this poor guy yielding this dog food, and there's this 6'5" guy standing there going,
Nah.
Eh.
You gotta earn your what?
It's your job.
But yeah, it's wild. Me coming here today was the first time I've driven my car since last time I came here, which is pretty bad.
How did you drive to your birthday dinner?
We have 2 cars. I said the technicalities, all right?
Technicalities.
Technicalities.
Yep, fair.
But
that's fair. That's
first
hilarious.
time I booted it up, but I think we're very much on the fast track. Have you seen Wall-E?
Wall-E.
And they're all on their little hover chairs,
Love
and
that
they're
film.
extremely obese because they don't do anything.
Yeah.
They just that's going to be us in a year.
Oh.
Maybe not a year, but we're on the fast track. I think they predicted the future like The Simpsons does all the time.
The Simpsons always predicts the future. It really does.
Yeah.
And I think Wall-E might have actually also just done the same.
Yeah. Although they were in space, I think, and they had robots. So, we're not quite there yet.
Hey, you never know, man.
Robots are kind of scary already.
Robots are scary. Technology is going way too fast. And before you know it, we're never going to have to leave the house ever again.
We'll just be there to perform maintenance on the robots until they figure out how to do it themselves.
The only time we'd be leaving the house is to come here and do this.
Yep.
Yep.
So actually, no, that's a lie. Soon it'll be like virtual reality. We'll put on some goggles and we're suddenly in a studio, and that's what you guys are seeing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's us to the next level. Welcome to episode 8 of Pickle Bear Podcast.
The Pickle Bear Podcast.
Where we are 2 real humans. This is not AI.
A simulation.
It's not a simulation. No. We are here. We are in these couches. We did drive to get here today.
How can we prove that to everyone? What can't you do in a simulation? I'll tell you what. A pickle beer, crisp beer crack.
I was like, is this a trick question? I was like, I'm not prepared for this.
I almost made it sound like an ad.
You really did. You really did.
Are you stuck in a simulation?
Are you stuck in a simulation and you're constantly running in a circle to get out?
Do you love spicy pickles?
Do you like drinks? Well, do we have the beer for you?
Honestly, Garage Project,
we're available.
we have been having a lot of your beers.
We really have.
We should send an email.
We should.
All of our favorite breweries.
Just all of us doing.
Our favorite brewery will be the one that shows us the most attention, by the way.
Yes. Yep. The most attention.
Now, and here's the deal. If you guys need us to consume more than one brewski, you're going to have to pay for our Ubers to get to and from the podcast. Because,
I was like, yeah, true, because we do have to be very selective due to the fact that we do drive,
That's why we had mostly sours.
Yeah, sours, pale ales.
Although next week is a stout. I've already got it.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Well, hang on. Let's see if he actually remembers to bring it.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, so Elysa was on the beer run again this week, and spicy pickle beer is what I decided to get. Now, we've had the normal pickle beer.
Can I just point out something really quick?
Sorry, that was you. Continue.
Old
man yells at cloud incoming.
Old man yells at cloud. I'm seeing a trend. First, last week, you picked the saucy rabbits. Now you've picked the spicy pickles. Is it?
Can you tell I've just come from Amsterdam?
You stay in the red light district and this is what we get. I'm actually kind of scared to see what's next.
Lucky for you, you've already got that sorted, right? Granted, you remember?
I do. And one of them could be saucy.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't dish it out too much. Okay.
Can't undo it.
Can't do it.
I've got no nails. No, it's okay.
All right, ready?
Go first. Good crack. Here we go. Ooh.
That was good.
I like that one.
I think we're getting better at this.
Better at the cracks?
All right. Do you reckon this is going to have any it says it's got a little bit of chili in it.
How much? Well, there's chili pictures on it.
I'm just going to go for it.
I just got the thought of
I'm not going to go for it.
2 words, more chili in my head. And then it went straight to the poker machine. More chili.
Why did your brain go there?
I don't know why.
That's so random. All right.
Quite delicious. Ooh, it's actually good.
I always love how. Ooh.
I know I said the last. Are we just pickle beer lovers? I know I said the last one was good, but this one might be better.
This one's like refreshing, but this one is refreshing with a kick.
I know what that was.
No, neither. But if I was to describe that to the listeners, think of as like a spicy aftertaste,
You know what it tastes like? Have you had the sweet and spicy sandwich pickles? But in a drink.
Yum.
You're going to drink the water of that sweet and spicy sour pickle, the jar. Now that you think about that, that's a bit weird.
A little bit.
But
put it in the form of a beer and you've got a winner.
They've done well.
They have done well.
They've done well. Garage projects?
We're available. Just saying. I like this. This one's very nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. Hey. Question. Well, yo. I'm just going to keep throwing things at you. What up? Because you keep coming back at me like that. I probably should ask to be polite or whatever. How have you been in the last week?
Yeah, not bad.
Fine. It's been a week. I'm back now. I'm back to annoying you every day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of annoying. Actually, I'm going to just derail this entire thing.
Okie dokie. I'm sad. I'm ready.
Something's grinding my gears.
Something is grinding Walker's gears.
Grinded. There's a lot of gears that have been moved.
A lot of gears going on. Okay. Right. I'm ready.
So we have been in Australia. Mm-hmm. You get 2 in Australia. You get 2 hard rubbish collections, they call it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you get to grab your old not junk that you don't need, that's not rubbish, that you can't just chuck in the garbage bin.
Is this random assortment of junk where you know in your head it's junk, but then you don't know how to sort it, so you're like, oh, what do I do?
Yeah, it's like a mix between if you were to have a garage sale versus that's probably not worth anything.
Yeah.
Let's just chuck it out. Now, so we had all this stuff in our house that we don't need, put it on the nature strip, someone comes and collects it like a garbage man. It's a hard collection, you get 2 a year. Mm-hmm. So we did that. We've just done that. And my goodness, the amount of people that are driving by and scavenging through our stuff, which I think is technically theft because it's still our stuff on our property.
I feel like there's such a people who dumpster dive in terms of hard rubbish collection drive, Wild West.
Yeah, look.
And it's such a grey area.
It is a grey area. And look, I probably wouldn't care too much.
Right. But
two things.
Okay.
First of all, this is me just ranting now. First of all, if you we have a meter cubed, like 3 meters by 1 by 1 to keep it in, and they're just throwing shit everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Opening bags, blah, 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 blah. Heck, we've hidden stuff that you're not allowed to put in there in the bag so no one knows. So leave it in there. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that here.
Yeah, Pickle Bear Pod
But
exclusive.
also, like, what if there was, like, private documents in there or something that's
now
like
if
personal?
you are a responsible human being, you would be shredding those private documents.
Yeah, probably just take them out.
Yeah.
But also, don't do it at 2 a.m. Don't do it at like 1:30 in the morning.
Hang on.
Yeah. Too late.
No.
Do it in the daylight.
No.
If you're going to bin dive, if you're going to scavenge through it, then don't be sneaky about it. Just do it in the day because we have dogs.
Yeah, but you know what? Think of what's going through that person's mind.
Embarrassment.
Though. Okay.
If it's too embarrassing for you to do in the daylight, don't do it.
But what if you... Okay, I'm not defending this person in any way, shape or form because obviously if you're throwing hard rubbish out, like it's rubbish that is designed to be thrown out, I get...
Oh, it was just trash.
Yeah.
And everything animal pee covered.
But sometimes you see those TikToks where people are like, oh my God, look at this Nintendo 64 that I found in hard rubbish collection.
The thing is,
I'm going to restore it.
So I was streaming at the time when this was happening, and then I came back and someone's like, I dated someone who made $100,000 a year just doing that. $100,000 a year, just flipping like...
Walker, what are we doing on this podcast?
I know, we should end now and just go bin diving.
We should be going dumpster diving.
But the problem was, it was like 1:30 in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, and my dogs, like we've had a bit of... There's a lot of break-ins in our area lately.
Oh, no.
And
that's not good.
I leave my dogs at the door.
Right.
Because my wife's sleeping also at the room next to the door.
Oh.
And so they were going nuts. They like this people, they had literal flashlights, like torches, been looking around.
Right. They had like a full investigation
and my dog
scene.
thinks someone's breaking in.
Of course.
So they're going insane. They're going insane, barking, carrying on, howling. And meanwhile, my wife, who's still heavily pregnant, was trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get much sleep as it is. And I'm like, oh my God. So I went out there and they're like, oh yeah, we're just having a look. Just, you don't need it. And I'm like, can you have a look at another time?
Dude, if you were the person that was coming out at 2 a.m. and I was on the receiving end dumpster diving, I'd be like, oh, fucking out of here.
Oh, they were like so awkward about it. And I'm like, now's not the time.
Yeah, no, but you're just a large person. Like, you're like, not large, but like you're a tall person. Imagine that silhouette walking out. Yeah. I would be so scared.
I don't usually
Even
get
though
like...
I know you don't hurt a fly.
I don't do confrontation, but I was just like, come on. I was like...
It's just funny.
I'm like, yeah, you can come back midday tomorrow. You know what? I'll give you a drink of water while you scavenge through it if you want.
Yeah.
Not now.
Not now.
Not now.
Oh, because like I can just picture it, right? Like you, like, okay. Oh,
almost dropped it.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You are like the nicest, kindest, sweetest person. And I know it takes a lot for you to get angry.
Yeah.
You have a lot of patience and a lot of resilience.
Resilience. I'll take it.
I'm throwing you a bone, dude.
Butter me up.
All right. But I could picture like if you were like angry at that, I could only imagine how mad or like how scared that person would have been, right?
I wasn't like aggressive, but like I was like kind
you
of
would have been
firm.
assertive though, right?
Yeah. Like, go away. Go away.
Right?
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like I'm the opposite, right? Like I have a lot of patience too. And like if that was me in that situation, like sure, like I'd have to tackle it very differently. Like I'm a small person, right? If I walk out there, they'd be like, oh, what do you want? I have to get feisty. I have to get
you
loud.
have to go with the attack of the claws out.
I'm just ready to like, what are you doing on my lawn, you know?
Yeah, look, people are just no shame doing it. Like we were actively putting it out, and this guy's walking, and he stopped us by, and he's like, "So, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And my friend there was like mowing the lawn and stuff as well, and he was like, "So, like, what nationality are you?" Like just random like random questions out of the blue, trying to make small talk while he's actively like, "Oh yeah, that vacuum cleaner, does it work?" I'm like, "Nah, dude."
That's why it's in hard rubbish collection.
That's a nice bed. I'm like, it's covered in dog piss and shit. You can have it if you want. It's like, oh, nah. And what else
See,
you throwing out? I'm like, nothing.
I feel like the line gets drawn at beds. Like if someone is taking a mattress from the street and choosing to sleep on that. Now I understand, obviously.
Look, I guess desperate times,
Desperate times calls for desperate measures, and I get it, but it's just from a hygiene perspective. I'm like, oh. But
you don't know what's happened on that bed.
But you know what's crazy though in saying that? Like you've just reminded me of a story.
Yeah. You've done it. You're a dumpster diver.
I'm not a dumpster diver by any means. I was merely a fly on the wall when this happened.
Okay.
But back in my uni days, I had a lot of friends that lived in share houses.
Exactly. Desperate
right?
times.
Desperate times.
Desperate
calls for
times.
desperate measures, right? There was this one afternoon where we were like strolling through. Actually, lived in Richmond.
Oh, yep.
All right. Richmond's like inner city suburb, you know.
It's like close to the city, but like on the outskirts.
Yeah. Like it's like very close to the city, but like enough to be its own suburb. You know, pretty affluent area in some parts and like maybe not so much in others. Like it's got a good variety and a good mix, right?
Yeah.
There was this one afternoon where we were taking a stroll in like the streets of Richmond, and one of my friends just makes us all stop, and I'm like, "What's going on?" She turns around and she goes, Look at the other side of the street." And it's like she found a Pokemon. But it was just, and I was like, what are we looking at? I don't understand. She's like, look at the couch.
Oh, good couch.
Well,
brown leather.
No,
Your favorite.
Look, okay. I looked at this couch and I was like, okay, it's a couch.
Yeah.
It's nothing fancy. But in her eyes, she was like, this is the greatest couch that has ever existed.
The greatest couch that has ever existed.
The greatest couch that has ever existed. I suddenly need a new couch. I want this couch.
It was a sign. Take it.
It was a sign. It was hard rubbish collection time again. So people were throwing their stuff out. People were doing their dues. And so I've now been thrown into like her and her group of friends who are like trying to like figure out how we can get this couch back to her place, right?
Yeah. Wait, so how big was the couch?
It was a three. Was it a three? I think it was a 3-seater.
Like a classic,
like a classic long
3-seater.
Yep. Cool. And I think like maybe she was just going through a phase, but she was like, oh my God, it would work with this and it'll fit with this and it'll fit with that. In my head, I'm like, girl, like you've been thrifting your entire house and it looks great. Don't get me wrong, but it's all mishmash. Does not make sense. This interior, the design of this interior does not make sense.
If you embrace chaos not making sense, it kind of works.
Well, I think that's what she was going for, like the real chaotic, manic aesthetic. Anyway, so we cross the street, we go assess this couch, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this is not like it's just a couch.
Yeah.
But they were convinced. They were like, this couch needs to come home with us.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, all right,
so
cool.
we got like a trailer?
No.
What's it called? A trolley?
No.
Dragged it.
Yep.
Dragged the couch. How far was the couch away from the house?
We all had to, I'm pretty sure that if I dig in my phone, there might actually be a photo of this couch. But I think we had to lug it. And I did not want any part in this, but I got dragged into it. I was carrying this goddamn couch for like half an hour to 40 minutes.
So you guys are in the streets carrying this massive couch.
On a Saturday afternoon. There are cars on the street.
In that case, you know what?
Civilians walking by with their dogs and their pets going like, why are they carrying
Maybe
a
I
couch?
should respect the person who came at 2 a.m.
Respect the person that came at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
They did not want to make a scene. They just wanted to do their business, check out the trash, call it a day, that whole thing. Nobody wants to be the girly on a Saturday afternoon that's been dragged with their friends to carry a couch all the way back to this person's place.
Yeah, that's a lot. Honestly, whenever you carry something that you shouldn't be
God.
carrying, you always do it in the middle of the night.
Yes.
One time.
Oh, okay. We were speaking from personal experience, aren't we?
One time. Look, it was a drunk night out. I don't even remember how this happened, to be honest. But we ended up with, me and a couple of friends, we ended up with like a street pole, that like one of those 3-sign street poles. Like it had like give way, stop, roundabout. It was like huge. And I don't remember how.
Okay.
Why do I have all these hazy night out memories?
You're real. I'm learning so much about you, Walker. Like last week we went on about Amsterdam.
Yeah.
This week it's about hard rubbish collection.
Well, this wasn't hard rubbish. I think this was kicked out of the crowd.
Well, shit.
But anyway, somehow we got the street pole and we were walking with it for ages, but it was at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And then we woke up in the morning. I don't remember getting it in the door. I don't remember how we got it in or whatever.
You don't remember a lot of things these days, hey?
It's tough.
Dory fish memory.
Yeah. But look, I didn't remember the next day. It was one of those nights.
Oh.
But we woke up after
Okay.
like, it was like, you got like snippets. It was snippets, flashbacks. Yeah. So I remember us walking with it and then we woke up in his like lounge room. And
This is your friend's lounge room?
yeah. And on the floor next to us was the 3 meter long street pole. And I'm like, how
did this get here?
how did we get in the door?
Yeah.
Because he had like a front door, one of those front doors and like a corridor either side and like a wall there.
Jesus.
And I'm like, I don't know how we got it in the door at all. And we couldn't get it out either.
Wow.
We'd take one of the windows out.
Right.
Wait. Get it out of the house.
Wait. Hang on.
It just miraculously got in. Not anything to do with the couch, but I just remember like.
No, but it's like now it's obviously similar.
You've done a street pole as well.
No, I have not. I have not.
Okay.
My couch was my limit on a Saturday afternoon. How did you get it? Obviously, you don't know, but no one could answer how it got in the house, but you had to break
No
the
one
window
remembers.
to get it out.
No one remembers. We had to take a window out to get it out of the house.
What possessed you all?
No idea. Don't remember. I can't tell you. All I can tell you is it was a 3 meter long street pole with the 3 signs on it, and somehow it was in the house.
But what possessed you to pick it up in the first place?
Boys will be boys, am I right?
Oh my days.
The boys.
Boys.
The boys.
The boys strikes again.
The boys strike again. Well, the different boys.
Damn. All right. Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
now that we've learned that hard rubbish has just been your thing over the last week.
Yeah, how's your week been? What an eventful week.
Yeah, you've had quite the adventure. I mean, to be fair, I also had a bit of an adventure in the last... Well, I wouldn't say it was the last week. I'm kind of settling back in.
Right. You promised us all, and you haven't told me yet either, about Shanghai.
Yeah, I was saving that for this episode. Hey, because this week I've very much just settled back in and tried to reset my body clock and all of that stuff. But I also didn't actually mention last episode, it took me a total of 40 hours to get home from Amsterdam because I had a 13 hour layover in Shanghai.
What a wild place to be late at. Like, that's kind of cool though. I think if you're going to have a stopover.
You're like, kind of wild. Oh, kind of cool.
Yeah, I like thought about it for a second and then I changed my thoughts.
Can I add an extra layer to this?
Yeah.
So you thought, oh, kind of wild. Oh, kind of cool. What if I stripped away the following from you?
Okay.
Ready?
Hit me.
Instagram, stripped away.
Don't need it.
Discord,
Ooh,
stripped away.
kind of tough.
Twitter, also stripped away.
Nah, I don't care.
TikTok, gone.
Kind of tough, especially since they're like, yeah, okay. Go
Google, no can do.
Use Bing.
You know what I was using Bing for? Is this blocked in China? Yes or no? And like it was actually so bad. Okay.
I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
How did you use because we obviously use like Google Translate if we go somewhere. Were a lot of things in English, or did you struggle and have to like try and translate somehow?
Now, luckily, everywhere I went, most people had a base understanding of English.
That's the good thing about English these days, you know?
Yeah, it's universal.
The old lingua franca.
It's universal. But I will say, like, it was very rogue of me to just have, a bit of an adventure. So I landed, it was like 8 a.m.
Yep.
I was like, I'm now stuck here for 13 hours. So I was like, surely I can't just sit at a boarding gate for 13 hours.
Oh, you go crazy.
You'd go stir crazy.
Especially if you can't go live on TikTok or something. Like, what are you going to do?
Well, exactly, right? All
Yeah.
of your social media is stripped away. Everything is stripped away. I could barely even message people back home. iMessage wasn't even working half the time.
I thought she had died.
Well-
I'm just going to put it out there. I was concerned.
That's a first.
Don't tell her.
That's a first. Well, you've had it first for once in Walker's life.
It was like 6 hours of no reply. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
You'll be like, where is she?
She's probably dead.
She's probably
The plane's
dead.
crashed.
Planes crashed. She's done. No, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just figure out like what I can do in these 13 hours. Can I leave? Can I come back? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Australian passports,
Yeah.
they're so good these days. We're very lucky to have Aussie
Oh,
passports.
because you can just like custom like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, I went up to like an info desk. I was like, hey, I'm here for 13 hours. I do have an Australian passport. What are the rules around visas?
Yep.
They're like, oh, well, we can just stamp you. You'll have 2 weeks out. Granted, you've got your flights home sorted. Like, you're good to go.
2 weeks.
I was like, cool, 2 weeks.
Extend the holiday.
Oh, I
Wouldn't be
don't
able to film the
know.
podcast though.
I don't know if it's going to sound really bad. Like, I love Asian countries and Shanghai was a beautiful experience, but I think now that I've seen like what I got to see in a day, I'm kind of okay. I made the most out of that trip though.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. I found like baggage storage. I had a change of clothes. I had toilet.
Oh.
I was ready to freshen up and seize the day. But I didn't realize how rogue I was actually going to be until I got on the train.
Was their airport far away from like everything?
It was about
Some countries are, some countries aren't.
yeah. So the main, or at least to where I mapped to. Originally, I mapped to, I think it was like city center or like the main kind of city area.
Yeah.
And it was about an hour and 20 minutes out by train.
Okay.
Because I was on the internet Wi-Fi at the airport,
Yeah.
some things were working, some things were not. Like for some reason I could message people and it was like kind of going through. Sometimes Discord was working. Google Maps wasn't working, but Apple Maps was working.
Nice.
And I was like, okay, cool. I still have a backup. We can make this work. And so I was like, okay, if I'm in and out of some things, then I should be okay to like go out for the day, have a little adventure, and then come back and then I'll be smooth sailing. The second I got on the train and the second I left the airport, everything cut off. Like everything cut off. My everything went offline.
That's stressful. That's actually really stressful. Like they didn't
Can
have like
you imagine being in a foreign country that you've never been to
you need
before?
like a China Melways.
Yeah, I needed a
You need
Shanghai
a map.
Melways.
A map.
Something, anything. And like, because the culture there is so different and everyone's very reserved and
How did
like,
you get around?
well, the old faithful Apple store, I went to the, I walked.
Oh, there's like a Chinese version.
No. So, well, I walked around. I got off at City Centre, like wherever it was. I
Yeah,
then
yeah.
walked around. Now, mind you, I went from mid-20s, right? Mid-20 degrees Celsius
Yeah.
to almost 40 degrees Celsius with 90% humidity.
It was 40 degrees in Shanghai.
Yeah, it was pretty, yeah.
What on earth? That's
was-
disgusting.
It was hot.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh.
it was hot. And I was like walking around. I had like no shade. And I was like, okay, well, we got to make something work. I'm like, surely there'll be somewhere where I can get access to Wi-Fi. Now, originally,
Macca's.
I couldn't find a single McDonald's.
How are you going to try the Shanghai burger? I don't know if it's a thing, but I assume it's going to be a thing.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, that's always a thing when you go to other countries. Hey,
Yeah,
I didn't see a single one. I did find a shopping center and in my head, I was like, oh, they'll have Wi-Fi. And then I go in, I see the free Wi-Fi, I go to connect. Apparently, in Shanghai, if you want to connect to Wi-Fi, you need to have a local Chinese number to send an SMS to get a one-time code to then connect to the Wi-Fi. Foreign numbers don't work.
That's great for you.
Great for me.
That's so good for you.
So good for me.
Yeah.
I'm still rogue in a foreign country. And I at this point, I'd walked so far. I was like, crap, do I even remember how to get back? Right?
Please tell me you got back. Well, obviously you're here.
I'm sitting in
Who
this.
are you? Are you really Elysa?
I can be for today. Turns out I'm Brandon all along.
Oh, God. Brandon's back.
Brandon's back. No, it's definitely me. In my infinite wisdom of just walking around aimlessly, I see the Apple store. And because the Apple stores, right, especially when they're overseas, they're so grand and they're so fancy and they're so extra. And I was like, okay, maybe if I go here, they get a lot of foreigners, I'm sure.
You're like, look, I have the watch and the phone.
I'll be like, I have
the
an
MacBook.
iPhone, I have a watch, just help me, so God. I walked in. Now, luckily, that was the first and only place where they still had the same system for Wi-Fi, but they allowed foreigner numbers. Right? They allowed foreign numbers. And I was like, amazing. So I can put in my number. And then I managed to download my maps offline.
Yep.
That's all I had with me for the day then.
That's wild.
But it was really good. Like, I went and like walked around. I found a really fancy Starbucks called Starbucks Reserve. And they did.
Starbies.
No, this Starbucks was on another level.
Oh, gold flecks in your coffee.
They gave me a cold brew that was apparently infused in a whiskey barrel, like an aged whiskey barrel. And I was like, how does that even work?
Whiskey barrel cold. You know, now I feel like I haven't lived.
It was good.
I really want this.
It was really good.
I now really want this, and I'm a little bit jealous, but that's okay.
That's fine.
I've never really for some reason, Shanghai.
It was never on my list of places to go.
It's never like I want to
ever.
go there.
I never wanted to go there, but it's weird because it's like there are so many modern parts of the city, but then there are so many parts where you walk around and you're like, I'm in Asia, you know, like I'm definitely in an Asian country. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much like you could go from a skyscraper to someone running up to the street going like, do you like Minions? Would you like a Minion fan? I'll sell it to you real cheap.
I think I don't know if I am, because I've done a lot of like Southeast Asia travel and stuff. And I think for a little while, I think I'm done for, unless there's like, you know, someone's getting married in Bali or something, you know, but I think I'm done for that for a little bit. I think the next things on my cards are like have a nice Euro trip and maybe go to America again.
Yeah.
And actually like properly see some other states besides like Miami or Chicago.
Yeah, that would be cool, hey?
Yeah.
Just don't go rogue like I did. Oh, to be, I'm actually very proud, though, that I made it back in one piece. Because
I think if you told other people like, hey guys, I'm just going to go into the middle of Shanghai with no internet, no maps, no nothing, everyone would have been really stressed for like 12 hours.
Well, yeah. People were stressed for 12 hours because I didn't talk to anyone.
Died. Yeah.
I went rogue. Like, I remember I got to this really nice Starbucks. I went to some like shopping places of like places that we don't have back home.
Did you buy anything?
Yeah, I bought something for Stacy. I bought like a jumper for myself, which was nice.
Yeah.
And then I checked out this place called Yu Garden, which is like this traditional Chinese garden.
It's cute.
It was really nice. Don't know how I managed to get myself there through offline maps, but
did you get any like Chinese food?
No. See,
we would have done this completely different.
Well, okay, hang on. Would we or would we? Because no. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I so desperately wanted to have Chinese cuisine.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was very centered around hot food.
Yeah.
On a 40-degree Celsius day.
I don't care.
With 90% humidity.
Food's food. Put it in me.
See,
Put it in me.
The one thing I did have, but it was more back at the airport when I was at a climatized like level. Actually, no, this was actually when I was in transit going to Amsterdam. I had a beef noodle soup at the airport.
Oh yeah.
But it was good.
Oh yeah.
It was real good.
Nice.
So I did get like a little bit, even though it was airport food. But yeah, no, I really wanted to eat more of the food there. I was just concerned about the temperature.
Fair.
Because I was like, I should probably look after myself, considering that it's just so hot and I'm walking everywhere because I'm rogue. But it was great. I went through this Chinese garden. It was wonderful. And then as I was figuring my way back to the train station to get back to the airport, I saw another one of my one true loves, Lawson's. Do you know Lawson's?
Do I know Lawson's?
Lawson's.
Have I had everything in Lawson's? Yes.
So for those that don't know what Lawson's is a convenience store traditionally in Japan.
Yeah, it's very Japan.
It has all the goods.
There's a Lawson's everywhere in Japan.
Oh, yeah. You turn a corner, Lawson's.
Lawson's.
Turn another one, another one. There's like another hybrid of a Lawson's. We love Lawson's.
Family Mart.
Family Mart, 7-Eleven.
Boom.
Yep, they're everywhere. But so when I found Lawson's, I was like, oh my God, it's like a piece of something I'm familiar with because I've been to Japan many times, very familiar with it. I was like, cool, I probably should eat something. I'm going to get something from here. So I got an onigiri.
Wait, what kind of onigiri?
It was a tuna mayo.
Oh, good stuff. I like the tuna mayo.
The tuna mayo is good.
Yeah. As long as it wasn't like red bean.
No.
Red bean's all right in some things.
It's okay.
Not in an onigiri.
Not in onigiri.
Or natto.
Can you actually get that in onigiri?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the fermented soybeans. Ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Why do people eat that nonsense?
Not really, yeah.
No offense to people like natto.
Yeah, no offense, of course, but it's just not my cup of tea. So I had this one onigiri and I was like, oh, yum, this is great. This is amazing. I've had the best day out. I've had my little onigiri. I actually got to visit Shanghai. I'm making my way back to the airport. I'm alive again, right? I'm back in connection. I'm back on Wi-Fi. And when I say I'm back in connection and back on Wi-Fi, it's like barely got reception to message some people to let them know that I am actually alive.
That's always a plus.
I messaged Stacy first. I was like, hey, Stacy. And the first thing I get in capitals is, Elysa.
Where are you?
You're alive. Where did you go? And I told him my adventure. And he's like, you did all this in like 10 hours? I'm very impressed. And then I remember messaging you and you're like, what do you mean you just got reception? I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
And like a few people had the same reaction. And I was like, cool. I'm back at the airport. This is going to be fine. I'm ready to go home. And that's when everything tumbled down.
We're going down.
The onigiri I had a few hours ago did not agree with me.
And Elysa got the shitties.
It was the worst flight home that I think I've ever had. And I'm surprised that I got on that flight home.
Honestly, as someone who's also had food poisoning on a long flight.
Have you?
Sometimes you get so sick, you get kind of delirious and you fall asleep.
Oh, see, okay. So when you go through customs in Shanghai, part of it is a temperature check. I'm actually surprised that I made it through that.
Make sure you don't have a fever.
I was like sitting at the boarding gate and I was like, I was not okay. I was just like, gotta make it home.
Think cool, calm thoughts.
Yeah, after coming from Amsterdam, red light district, cafes, coffee shops, and all of that, to then sitting there shaking going, I gotta just make it home.
That would be tough. Imagine being stuck in Shanghai for like extra amounts of time. No, everything blocked, no reception. Just stuck in Shanghai. You'd be
what was hilarious? There was one point at the airport where I received a Discord message and I was able to respond. And everyone's like, oh my God, you can talk. And I was like, yeah, I can. That message didn't send. That message did not send until I got back home. And I was like, sorry, guys, 10 hours later.
Yeah.
I
had food poisoning when I went to Europe.
Oh.
So the night before Europe, I had a pasta bag, which definitely should have not been eaten.
What is it with you and eating expired food?
It was so bad that like if I needed to vom, I would run to like the toilet and it would like shoot out all over the walls and everything.
Yeah, no,
the worst I've ever been.
I'm getting flashbacks. I hate this.
But that day, I had to get on a flight to Heathrow, and I got to a point where I was so exhausted.
I kid you not.
I just died on the plane.
I was borderline in the fetal position on a 10-hour flight back to Melbourne.
Yeah. I was lucky because I was in the emergency exit seat on that flight right next to the toilet.
See, my saving grace was I had an empty row. So I did have a window seat.
Oh,
but
you
I had
always
an empty
get the
row.
empty rows.
But
What's
you know
with
what
this?
was really annoying? Okay, so like I go in, I sit down, I'm like, cool. I'm ready for the fetal position. I just need to rough it out. We're going to do this. It's a 10-hour flight home.
Yep.
I stayed up for a bit. The air hostess comes around. They're like, would you like food? I'm like, I'm okay. Thank you. They're like, okay. Kept going. And then, wasn't feeling great. I did have a period where I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and there was someone sitting at the other end of that room. And I was like, where did you come from?
Why are people just sitting next to you while you're sleeping? That's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird, right?
That's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
Hey, this person's sleeping. I'm just going to sit here.
I woke up and I was like, this is literally me. I was like, oh.
They were watching you sleep.
Dude, it was weird.
That's a creeper.
This was a weird flight.
That's a creeper.
Do you want to know another weird thing that happened to me on that flight?
Yeah.
I had an air hostess tell me off.
Well, look, if you weren't so loud all the time.
But it wasn't for being loud. It was the fact I kept refusing food.
See, the thing, if I don't want food at the time, I take it anyway. Store it up.
How the hell are you going to store a chicken noodle soup?
Easy. You open up the food tray of the seat next to you that's empty and just keep a little.
Well, not when a stranger suddenly is sitting next to you after having a long nap.
If the food was there, he wouldn't have sat there. But like, someone's there. I feel like now it's your fault.
Everything always revolves around being
No
my
wonder the
fault.
hostess yelled at you.
Dude, when they came around the second time going, food, chicken or beef, I was like, no, I'm good, thank you. They're like, what do you mean? You didn't eat the first time. You don't want this food now?
Look,
and
you
I was
know
like,
what? Hats off to them. They are looking after people on the plane.
Yeah, in a very aggressive manner.
I get aggressive if someone maybe they felt a connection.
Let me just paint a
if someone I
picture for
cared
you.
about wasn't eating, I'd be like,
This
"Fucking
was
eat
me.
food."
And then I'm just getting yelled at by this air hostess guy.
That might have been food that they cooked and put love and passion into, just slaving in the kitchen, and you won't eat it. I'd be upset too.
Yeah.
I'd be upset.
Nah. Anyways, that was my adventure in Shanghai and going rogue.
Sounds fun. Don't know if I'd do it, but maybe one day.
Yeah, it was an experience, and I can definitely now say that I've been to China. So
There you go. I have not. So fun thing we did. We asked our community a question, and it was, what's an opinion or something that you have which would generally get you cancelled? They weren't too spicy, but there's a couple that I'm like, really?
yeah. Again, we're switching it up this week because you guys went too hard on the confessions. And if you follow us on our socials, you would
If
know.
you see the TikTok and the gram, you know.
Holy moly.
You know about the salty surprise.
I'm still scarred by that. But
Or if you listen to the other episodes as well. But so I had one.
right.
I'm going to get it up.
Okay.
I'm going to get it up.
All right.
Because I don't look, I know statistically maybe, but I think there needs to be other things that need to be discussed here.
All right. Color me curious.
You know what I mean?
Alright.
Australia is
Australia.
way too overhyped as a country where every critter wants to end you.
Ain't no way.
Sorry, Elysa,
Walker?
have you ever been killed by a critter?
No.
No, neither.
No.
Not once.
Not once.
Not even
I'm
a little
alive
bit.
to tell the tale.
And here's the thing. You know,
I think people are dramatic.
and I say this again, if people go into the outback and they want to go swim with box jellyfishes or whatever, if they want to put themselves in a situation that's dangerous, sure. But meanwhile, Russia has like 120,000 bears.
Yeah.
America has bears and cougars.
Yeah.
You know, elephants seem dangerous.
You know, when I went to Sri Lanka, I had a python around my neck once.
A python.
A python.
A python.
A python. That's
wait.
probably like more dangerous than anything that I've experienced in Australia.
If I say,
Don't
can I ask you a
how we got
question?
there.
How many pythons have you had around your neck in Australia?
Zilch. None. Zero.
That sounds wrong.
Wait, actually, that just...
There's a movie. I don't know I can't remember what movie it was, but there's a movie that's like it's a comedy.
Where are you going with this? Where are you going?
Movie?
No.
The guy who plays McLovin, he's older. It might be like, oh, it's not Grown Ups. It's something. It's something that's like, it's a really bad comedy movie. I even think John Cena's in it.
Can't see him.
Can't see him. But no.
You know he's retired.
He's what?
He's retired. Random side
He's just
thoughts.
following everyone on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter.
John Cena?
Yeah.
That's so even more random. Please continue.
There's a scene in the movie where basically like this guy, he has a really long penis. And there's a scene in the movie where he wraps it around her neck like a python.
The fact that your mind went there.
It's a scene of the movie.
I'm the one that went to Amsterdam. I'm the one that went to Amsterdam, stayed in the red light district, was in and around it, left that in last episode, and you're like, now penis.
Penis. Look, I don't make up the movies. I just say that's the scene in the movie that I remember. If anyone knows the name of the movie, it's Mick Lovin. He's older. He's like in his 30s now.
Please let us know.
Oh, it's, yeah. Anyway.
Anyways,
So
I've had a
Pakistan
python.
How did you get a python around your neck?
So in Sri Lanka, they just have people just have them and they're walking around on beaches with them. Like it's just a normal thing there. And they're like, oh, would you like to have a touch of a python? And you're like, oh, sure, whatever. And they just give them to you and they just, whew.
Look, I went to Japan and I had a capybara on me as well.
You had a capybara on you?
I almost got eaten by a pig as well.
Oh, what the hell?
Tried to steal the blanket from under me.
Oh.
These are all in cafes.
I've been to an owl cafe before in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful. Owls are gorgeous.
You know, I went to another I don't know if this is like, I was a bit unsure about this one because I don't know if they're in their natural habitat at all. No, they're definitely not. But we're in Harajuku and went to an sea otter cafe.
Oh.
And they were crazy.
Oh.
There's like 50 otters in the room and they're jumping around, being spun around. Like they were they got fed a lot, but like it's definitely not where they should be.
Oh, see, that sucks when you go to cafes and they're not in like the natural kind of habitat or whatever. But I think the point that we're making with this is people are very dramatic about Australia.
I know. I've never been bitten by a spider.
Never been bitten by a spider
Never been
either.
bitten by a snakey.
Never have been bitten by a snake in Australia.
Haven't had anything chomped by a croc.
No.
Or a shark.
The worst I've gotten is like a mosquito bite.
Where if you go to another country, a mosquito bite could be the end of you.
Oh, yeah.
An African country? Africa is lions.
Yeah, but lions are like giant cats.
They're not like, giant man-eating cats.
Oh, okay.
You know? Hyenas, cougars.
Yeah.
Everything scares me.
I can see that now, and I'm learning that about you, and we've established that Walker is a gentle soul.
But yeah, look, actually, the only thing I probably would say would be the closest to something dangerous is probably the box jellyfish.
Yeah.
I used to go sailing in school.
Okay.
And basically we were sailing one day and a storm came. And we were like riding waves on the sailboat. It was pretty wild. Thunder hit the water near us, went a lot of lightning, sorry. And there was all of a sudden all these box jellyfish under us. Like if anyone fell in, they would be in a world of trouble.
Oh, no.
But what was funny, because you had like a little scoopy bucket, which you could take the water out. So we were going along with the sailboat and just bopping them on the head. Boop, boop.
Was that disturbing them at all?
No, like trying to like get them out of the way.
Oh,
So like they were
okay.
like almost
like crowding your.
getting into like surrounding the boat, and you're like, okay, let's just go this way.
Oh no, that's scary.
Because if any of the tendrils get you, like the
tenties get you, then you're cooked.
You're pretty not great. And yeah, I think blue bottle one's also extremely painful.
Mm-hmm.
If you're up in the sunny coast of Queensland.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're in Victoria, but.
No, I'm not too sure. Maybe because I've always been in Melbourne, like I haven't really experienced. I would assume that'll be up north.
Yeah. End of the day, you stay southeast, city area, Australia, safe.
Yeah. You stay, stay in Melbourne, you're sorted. Like any kind of city, you're fine. Stop being dramatic about our critters because as a fellow citizen, we don't really experience it that much in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
I think that's a good solidified way to, be like, we're nipping that one in the butt.
I did have my car towed by a kangaroo once, but that was a different story.
What?
We don't tell people about that.
Okay. Kangaroos are fine. They're so fine.
This kangaroo was huge.
Okay, this kangaroo is not fine. Cool. We're trying to solve everyone.
Oh, you're trying to solve guys. Stay away from the red kangaroos.
Australia is not that dangerous, everybody.
Anyway, you've been back for a week now, Alyssa.
Mm?
You're back for a whole heck of a week. Mm? What have you been consuming? What have you been up to? What's the show and tell?
Okay.
Anything exciting?
Look.
She's boring. Here we go. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You sounded like you were going to say you weren't doing anything.
No, I've been playing catch up because I've been away.
Okay, that's fair. Cool.
So I've been catching up on Love Island.
Love Island.
Oh my God. Love Island
Let's go.
UK. This season is bringing it.
bringing it.
It is bringing the drama. It is bringing it. I'm now, by the time this episode comes out, I might be a little bit behind because I'm playing catch up.
Okay.
But basically, I've been catching up for the episodes that are leading up to Casa Amor.
Casa who?
Okay, so let me explain. So you've obviously got like your contestants that are in the main villa. That's the main villa where everyone's trying to mingle, get along, all that stuff.
Oh,
right?
is this the saucy villa?
This is the saucy villa.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So I'm basically catching up on all the episodes leading up to it. Now, there's this one guy. His name's Joey Essex. He's a contestant.
Wait, hold on. Does he identify himself as, "Hi, I'm Joey Essex"?
No, he just says Joey.
Okay.
But like, it's just funny saying his full name because I remember when they introduced him, I was like, the hell is Joey Essex? Apparently he's like really big in the UK.
Oh.
He's like the first celebrity that they've brought in. Celebrity that they've brought in that's not just like a normal contestant.
Right.
Anyway, so this guy, Joey, comes in, right? Nice guy. Means well. He's there looking for love.
What's his celebrity status? What's his claim to fame?
I don't know. I think he was in like a bunch of TV shows and things in the UK.
Right, like a Big Brother or something.
I don't know if it was Big Brother. I think it was like proper acting, like in like a show or something.
EastEnders, The Bill.
Maybe, I don't know. If anybody knows,
Classics.
please let me know. I just remember like when he got introduced, my good friend Meg in the UK was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "I'm so sorry, I don't know who this is." And she gave me like a full rundown of just his status. But basically, so TLDR.
Yeah.
Joey is in the villa. He's like the first celebrity that's there. First bombshell that comes in since him being in there is an ex that he had a fling with in Ibiza like a year ago.
In Ibiza. Classic.
Right. Those two hit it off. Those two, inseparable. He was fighting other men. Anyone trying to get to this woman,
Like
he was
actual
like
physically brawling? Like,
well, not physically, but almost getting to it.
Oh.
There was this one night where he was like, no, you got to stay away from Grace, man. Like, she's... Like, anyway, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. And so, like, watching this, you kind of go, all right, Joey and Grace, inseparable. They've gone through the trenches for each other. They love each other. Well, I don't know if they love each other. They really like each other. This is Love Island.
Do you reckon anyone's ever got pregnant on the show?
God, maybe that'd be a deep dive for another episode, I reckon.
Oh damn, that'd be some good TV.
There's a lot of seasons of Love Island you could deep dive on. It's a whole thing, but basically, right, the part that I'm up to now is a new bombshell's come in, right?
Yeah, like a blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
Or like.
Well, they call the people that like they throw in bombshells.
Oh, see, there's this lingo, this is jargon you need to introduce us
so
to
sorry.
we're not all Love Island experts here.
Okay.
The bombshells, guys.
So
The bombshells are the intruders.
Bombshells are basically the ones that come in to stir things up. That's my bad. So a new bombshell comes in, and this Joey guy who's been so obsessed with Grace, right? Now,
Oh, Joey goes for the bombshell.
well, Joey gets asked out on a date with this bombshell because that's kind of like their way of introducing them into the villa.
Wait a minute, do they kiss?
They didn't kiss. Oh, well,
They
yet.
fucked.
No. Well, no.
Oh,
I said they didn't kiss yet. Hang on.
Okay, yeah.
They go on their
I
first-
jumped ahead.
You're jumping ahead. They go on their first date, and Joey was like, "Oh my God, like I discovered so much about this girl in like such a short period of time." After like 20 something episodes of him going Grace, and then within 24 hours, it was just like a coin flipped, and then he was just all over this new bombshell.
You can't stop love.
You can't stop love. Anyways,
Unstoppable.
I'm still trying to catch up. But that's where I'm at with Love Island, and it is very juicy, and I'm still trying to get you into it. And I really think you would, if you want good trash TV to watch with Tyler, it's really good. This season is bringing it.
Look, I've been watching something on a similar page.
Oh yeah?
It is in the UK.
Oh.
And it does involve a lot of people all I guess leaving their comfort zones.
Wait, I love this. Okay. I'm invested.
The Great British Bake Off.
The difference. Okay.
I'm obsessed.
Please continue. Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
I love it. Please tell me more.
Basically, contestants go in. If you don't know what the Great British Bake Off is, you're missing out. So there's like, they'll have their, whatever week it is, might be bread week, patisserie week, pastry week, and each week the weakest person gets eliminated. And you kind of get invested with the people.
Oh, but this is the thing, right? When you start to understand the lore behind the contestants, that's when you start to get invested.
Oh, there's one
right?
guy that shits me up the wall, honestly. Like, he's a nice boy.
Okay. Is this the current season that you're watching?
Yeah. But every single thing, like, what inspired you to make this? Because like they'll do like their showstoppers, which has like inspiration of something. Oh, it's just my grandma. But like everything's his grandma. Grandma. And I'm like, oh yeah, like it's kind of cute. But like by the 10th grandma drop, you're like, dude, come on, man.
Maybe his grandma was his source of inspiration for his baking career.
She pushed him into the Bake Off.
Oh.
And
so maybe he's just held against his will.
No. I think it's more sentimental than that. I don't think she's
literally just going, please.
No, I don't think she's with him anymore.
Oh.
So like, there's a sentimental value, but also like, I think there's just a lot of grandma.
Well, maybe he misses her.
I think so. You're making me sound awful. But anyway, so
consider my job done.
The main thing I like watching in these is when disaster strikes. Like they drop something or they go to yeah, I've made this big thing. It's been taking me 4 hours.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah.
No. But I would also laugh at that too.
And you just like slow-mo it down and then like you just see it crack and then just be like,
oh no.
Frame by frame, just heartbreak. But no, we're pretty invested in that. And that's been...
How many seasons are there of Bake Off?
This is season 14.
Yeah, wow.
And there's all the celebrity ones as well. But like we started watching it when we first got together on like season 2 at that point.
I love how we've both been watching UK shows.
UK, trash, reality.
Yeah.
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 Perfect. We'll be on the next one. Whatever, I don't know what, probably not Love Island.
Oh, definitely not Love Island.
But Bake Off.
I'd be so
Amazing
down for
Race.
a Bake Off. Okay, if you could be on one reality TV show, what would it be?
Oh, Amazing Race. Hands down.
Yeah?
Hands down.
Not even like Survivor or like...
Nah, fuck that. Why would I want to not eat? You want to be on Survivor?
Okay. As a kid growing up, the two shows I used to always watch with my mum as like reality TV were Amazing Race and Survivor. I can see the appeal with Amazing Race because you get to travel the world.
Yeah.
And you get to do all these things.
Fun.
It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
You're on a time crunch. You get to experience the culture in like such a rapid period of time.
And you're like, I want to go in the jungle and eat 3 grains of rice for dinner.
Well, think of how creative you could get, though. No, do you want to know what? No, okay, hang on.
Creative.
No, okay. There's that, but also like I always thought that the challenges were really fun in Survivor.
Yeah,
The
some of them
obstacle
were kind
courses
of fun.
looked like really fun.
But there's challenges in the Amazing Race, and you get to travel the world, and
Yeah, but the challenges in the Amazing Race are like, oh, eat this. Oh, figure this puzzle out. Oh, get to this location, which I probably could. Now that I've been rogue in Shanghai, I'm invincible.
that's true. I remember there was one season of Survivor. It got so hot, and the ozone layer was like so non-existent that one guy
Was it
like,
in Australia?
I don't know if it was, maybe, but this guy was like, he was on the beach and he's like, like screaming because he got so burnt and he was rolling in the water
Oh, God.
nearby, and they had to helicopter fly him out, and he left.
Wow.
That could be you.
Yeah, maybe okay.
But he was like screaming like his skin was melting. Well, he just like, I must have hit this turning point of him being burnt.
Yeah.
That like he was like, like yelling in pain.
Maybe Amazing Race might be the better second option. Maybe I don't want to burn on a beach.
Yeah.
I just liked the obstacle course. I liked like the thought of it.
You could do a high ropes course, it'd be kind of the same.
Yeah. High ropes courses would be fun.
Scared of heights. Anyway.
True. Whoops. All right.
Look, we can settle it out, and next week we'll tell you where to find us on the next reality TV show.
Yep. But in the meantime, if you want to check us out, Pickle Bear Pod on all socials. We're available on all listening platforms, and if you'd prefer to watch us, we are also on YouTube.
On the tubies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think we've learnt a lot about each other this episode.
We did.
I survived going rogue. We've learnt about each other's trash TV. and what TV shows we'd want to be on. We should buddy up and apply to be on a reality TV show. That would be funny.
We'll work on that.
That
We'll
would
work on
be
that.
funny though.
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Okay, sure. All right. We'll see you next
Bye.
week. Bye.